to my channel. We are doing another one of my brand reviews and brand collections, and today the brand that we're looking at is Gucci. I feel like these videos have had quite good feedback and have generally been quite well received, so I hope to kind of extend the series and keep doing more and more brands. But every time I do one of these videos, I think my designer collection gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So my Gucci selection's not huge, and quite a few of these pieces are quite old. So they are much older than the kind of Renaissance Gucci that we're seeing at the moment with the uber talented creative director that they currently have. So there'll be a few throwback pieces here, so it'll be interesting to see what you guys think of those and whether you think I should pull them back out of the closet and maybe start wearing them again. I'm going to start with handbags, and then I'm going to move into shoes, accessories, and then ready to wear. So starting with handbags, I haven't really got that many. I do have the Gucci Dionysus bag or Dionysus bag. I'm still none the wiser as to which is the correct name or how you pronounce it. I was actually given this as a gift for my 30th birthday, and I think it's such a beautiful bag. I love that they chose the buckle with the crystals, which is a little bit blingier, but I like the statement, and I like that it's kind of got a little bit of a rock and roll chic to it. I also love the gunmetal hardware on this, although maybe not quite, I wouldn't say it's as dark as gunmetal, but it's not a kind of super shiny silver. So I do really like that about this bag. It is hardy as anything. This leather doesn't tarnish, it doesn't scratch, the corners show absolutely no wear. So I have to hand it to Gucci. They use sturdy leather that is going to stand the test of time. In terms of space inside, it's fairly spacious. It's kind of got this accordion style look to it, where you get a front pocket, a middle pocket with a zip, and then a back pocket. And then you do also have this front flap, which I never use, except saying that there is a receipt in here for dinner on a night out. But yeah, I think it's a great bag. I think it's perfect day to evening. I would happily wear this during the day with jeans, and then it looks great with a dress in the evening if you want to be a bit more glamorous. Will this bag stand the test of time? Difficult to say. I think perhaps the appeal of it has slightly diminished, perhaps over the last 18 months. However, I think because I've got it in black rather than perhaps the kind of cherry blossom style or the more embellished style, hopefully it will have a little bit more longevity in it. But it'll be interesting to see whether I'm still using this bag in maybe 3 years' time. And I do think that is something I have found with Gucci as a whole at the moment. As much as I love the wacky, incredible designs, it is getting more and more out there. There's more and more embellishments, there's more ruffles, there's more pearls, and it makes me reluctant to invest in Gucci at the moment because I just wonder if I will be wearing it in years to come. And I think when you get to a certain age, you try not to buy fashion items, you try to buy more classic items, because you know how hard it is to earn the money to pay for it, and you want to get your value for money out of it. So anyway, that was a bit of a ramble, but moving on to the second bag. Now this is a golden oldie. This is a massive shopper tote, and this was from the years when, so I'm trying to think, probably around 2010 or even earlier, maybe 2008, somewhere around there, where big bags were all the rage. I don't know who else remembers that. Now, of course, we've gone to the other end of the spectrum now, where we have been carrying micro handbags. But back then, this was a standard size handbag. I mean, how our backs survived, I will have no idea. But I loved this collection that Gucci did. They did a lot with dogs, and in fact you'll see another dog piece coming up in a bit. And I went crazy for anything they did with the dogs on. I really, really loved it. And this bag I still use actually a bit, for example, if I'm traveling or if I'm moving. This bag is super handy because it's so big. I don't know how well you can see, but it has got some serious wear on it. Like, this used to be, I'm sure this was patent white, and now it's really discoloured. It's actually a bit gross, this bag. It's seen a lot of use. But, you know, these things are designed to be used and loved and worn, and this has definitely seen a lot of that. And actually, even though this bag is maybe 10 years old, I still use it, I still reach for it. It's definitely a convenient bag. So yeah, big fan of that. And then that's it on the bags. I told you there weren't a lot of bags. And now moving on to shoes. I'm going to, so I've kind of got 3 pairs which, they're not similar, but they all have the horse bite on. So this is my most recent pair of shoes. I bought these at duty free, so I managed to save a little bit of money on them, and I really, really, really like them. I put off buying the loafer versions because, as you'll see in a minute, I've got the clogs and I've got the mules, and I thought I didn't really need the loafers. But actually, of the 3 that I have, the loafers are my favourite. They're really comfortable. The leather's super soft and supple, and they really mould to your feet. I'm wearing a size 36, which is my regular size, so they are true to size. They do stretch a little bit, so if you find that you maybe the half size smaller fits pretty well, then maybe you might want to consider doing that half size smaller if they stretch. I have a wide foot, so I think I can get away with going true to size on these, but if you have a narrow foot, maybe think about half a size smaller. But anyway, really, really love these, really recommend them, and I think they're classic and they look great with everything. I particularly love them with a cropped pair of jeans and a white shirt. I think that's super chic. And then, as I mentioned, I've got the mules, and then I may as well show you the clogs at the same time. So I've got the mules and the clogs. Love these mules. I think they're absolutely fantastic, but I did buy them about half a size too big. So they're really, really hard to walk in. And they're so high. I mean, look at that heel height, especially, let's pop that down there, especially as they don't have a platform. So it makes them even more difficult to walk in. However, when I'm feeling brave, I do like to wear them. And again, they look really cool. These look particularly cool with like a little black skirt, look really, really nice. I've worn them with a cropped tailored pant and they look great. So yeah, I would say I'm sort of 80% with these in love with them, and then 20% they're just a little bit too high and a little bit too big. I don't know if they still sell this style, but if they do, anything that I can still find in store online, I will link below, so you can, and if I can find pre-loved ones, I will also link those below. So if there is anything that takes your fancy or you want more information about, just look in the description box below. These are probably my most Marmite shoes that I own. They are the Gucci fur-lined clogs, and these are actually from the early days when Gucci brought out the fur-lined shoes. So I believe that it is fur. They have now gone non-fur, but I do believe that these are fur, which explains why they're so soft. So that might put people off even more. I really enjoyed wearing these actually. They do look ridiculous. They are a bit wacky, but I really enjoyed wearing them and styling them, particularly in the winter. I wore them quite a lot. They keep your feet pretty toasty and they're surprisingly comfortable. You know, I'm all for bringing clogs back. And then I also have these boots, which I would probably say these are my least successful Gucci shoe purchase. I bought these in New York on sale and I thought they were beautiful. I thought, you know, classic Gucci riding boots with the green and red elasticated part here, and then you also have it on the other side too. And I just thought they were so beautiful. I thought the leather was stunning, but actually I have absolutely no idea how to style them or what to wear them with. They don't look great with trousers, and then just because of the shape of my legs and that I have quite big legs and quite big calves, that when I wear them with a skirt and tights, I just look like I've got really fat chipolato legs, which isn't great. So I struggle with them. It doesn't mean I don't love them. I think they're absolutely beautiful, but they're just hard to wear, really hard to wear. And then my final pair of shoes is a pair of shoes I've talked about many times on the blog and also on this channel. It is my Gucci Kids trainers. Now, the kids department at Gucci goes up to a size, hang on, I'm just trying to hold these, goes up to a size European 38, which is a UK 5. So if you are a UK 5 or smaller, you can buy kids shoes, which I kid you not are half the price. I think these are about 235 versus the 500 odd that it is for the adult size. The only difference is, and you probably guessed it already, kids come with Velcro rather than laces. Personally, I don't mind that. In fact, I think that the Velcro is probably easier to use and less faff. But that's the only difference. So if you don't like the Velcro, go for the adult version. But if you don't mind it, you're going to save yourself some serious money buying the kids. And that is everything for shoes. So moving on to accessories, I don't have that many accessories from Gucci. I'm going to start with probably my favourite, which is these sunglasses, these square ones, which I absolutely adore. And it was when I tried these on, I'll show you what they look like on. I put them on, saw them in the mirror, and it was like, I have to have them. It was I have to have those moment. And they come in, when I bought them, which to be fair, I think was maybe 2 summers ago, so it was a while ago, they did do other colour options. They had a gold, it was like sparkly gold, and then a tortoiseshell. But I just thought the classic green and red was really different and not like any kind of sunglasses I had. And of course it's quintessentially Gucci. So I really like those, and I really like that colour combination. I think these are, even though I bought them a while ago, I'm fairly sure these are still available in the boutiques. And then I have another fairly recent purchase, which is one I have worn a lot, and it is the ever so subtle Gucci hair clip with the Gucci written in Swarovski crystals. I have worn this a lot. It's such a easy way to jazz up your overall look. Like if you're somebody like me who is comfort first and usually very casual, just throw this in your hair and it does make a bit of a difference. It does zhuzh it up a little bit. I did actually wear this in one of my previous videos, which I will link below so that you can see it on. But I wear it in all, like sometimes I wear it here, or I'll wear it at the back, or I'll like put my hair in a bun and then kind of clip it slightly on the side. There is lots that you can do with it. The only thing I would say about it is, I don't know how well you're going to see this on camera, but there are little gold studs in between the crystals, and then a few of the gold studs have come off, and they came off quite early. If they'd come off more recently, after I'd worn this quite a lot, I wouldn't be so bothered by it. But I feel like after a week or so of having it, a couple of the little studs fell off, and I just wasn't overly impressed with that quality. But I don't think any have fallen off since. No, it's just 2 that I've lost. So annoying, but probably not the end of the world. So that is that. And then my final accessory, and I told you would see another Gucci dog, is this little keychain. And I actually had a few of these, and I just can't find them at the moment. They are old. I think that it's probably like 8 years old, these, because it's from quite an old collection. But I collected them. I collected all the different dogs. So this is the French Bulldog. I also had a pug, And then I had one with a really long nose, and I have absolutely no idea what dog that was supposed to be, but it had the longest nose. So I definitely had at least those 3 and maybe a couple more. I can't remember, but yeah, they're super cute. And actually I should probably, now that I've dug this one out for the video, I think I'm going to put it on my house keys because it's actually super, super sweet. So yes, that is my final accessory. So for Gucci ready to wear, I only have a few pieces, and of the 3 that I have, 2 of them I have inherited / stolen from my mother's wardrobe. So they are a little older, dare I say, maybe vintage. I don't know how happy my mum would be referring to her clothes as vintage. But anyway, let's just get into it. The first is this sweater, which you will have seen before if you've seen my designer exchange shopping for pre-loved luxury fashion haul, which I will link below if you didn't see it. As I said, I bought this pre-loved, and what I was saying earlier about how Gucci's getting really quite wacky and out there with a lot of embellishment and sequins and applique, I think this is that perfect example of that. This is a pretty wild sweater, and this is one of those circumstances where I fell in love with it when I bought it in store, and then I got it home and I was a bit like, eek, this is a lot. There is a lot going on here, and I'm not quite as confident to wear it as perhaps I hoped. Having said that, I have worn it a bit. Whether this will be a piece that I will wear in 2 or 3 years' time, probably not. So I'm trying to get my wear out of it now. I have, unfortunately, I don't know how easy this is to see on camera, but I have unfortunately pulled it where this little monkey has been stitched, and you can kind of see there are a lot of loose threads coming out. I don't think that's the jumper's fault. I think it's my fault for being clumsy and catching my jewellery and God knows what else on it. But it is a shame. It's a shame when an expensive jumper gets ruined and is delicate, but I probably should have realised that it was going to be a delicate jumper from the get-go. So perhaps not my favourite Gucci piece, but definitely a fun one, definitely a statement. And then this is one of the pieces that I stole from my mother's wardrobe. Now, I got this from my mum's wardrobe a few years ago when the Gucci tee that everybody has first came out. And I don't know if you remember, but it was a sellout. Everybody wanted it, and it came in white. I think at the beginning it only came in white and black. And I can't remember if that t-shirt is £300 or if that t-shirt is £500. But either way, it's a lot of money for a short sleeve cotton top. And there was absolutely no way I was going to pay that kind of money for it. And when I found this in my mum's wardrobe, I was like, this is the next best thing. You've got the Gucci written here, and then it says made in Italy, and then you've got the green and red stripe with a little GG, and then the stripe carries on. And it's such a good alternative to that t-shirt, and I wore this a lot when that tee originally came out, and I was quite smug actually that I had this, and everybody else had to either go on a wait list or pay way too much money for a t-shirt. So yeah, really love this and worn this a lot. And actually, I think you can tell that's been through the wash quite a few times. And then finally, I have this, which is, again, another old piece. It's kind of a fab piece, actually. And this is a good example of buying quality and timeless pieces that last forever, because I do think this is really, really beautiful. This is effectively a leather shirt, and the leather is, I wish you could feel it. It feels like butter. It's so soft. But you can also wear it as a jacket. You don't have to wear it as a shirt. And I just think it's absolutely stunning with this ruffle. And I think this is an investment piece, the example of an investment piece that will carry you through for the rest of your life. And again, to hark back to what I was saying before, I worry about that Gucci at the moment perhaps isn't that. It isn't those investment pieces that you're going to buy forever. They're much more fashion, they're much more of the moment. And that's absolutely fine, and if you have disposable income and you love that Gucci aesthetic, you should absolutely go for it. But for those that want to get their value for money out of what they buy, I do think these kind of more classic, elegant pieces they're just better investments. So that is a favourite of mine. And then on my previous brand collections and brand review videos, I've sort of talked about the pieces that I've really enjoyed owning and wearing over the years, and which pieces I would recommend putting your money in and which pieces I would not. I think it is fairly clear already that I would avoid these kind of items, like this sweater, which is just a little bit too out there and isn't going to stand the test of time. So unless you love that kind of more wacky statement, embellished aesthetic, I would try and stay away from this. I was at the Gucci boutique at Vista Village a little while ago, and it is full to the brim of this. And as tempting as it is to buy it because it's so on trend, I just don't think you're going to get your longevity out of it. However, I do massively recommend the loafers. I think they are classic. I think you will get plenty of wear out of them. They are super comfortable as well. And they really, as I mentioned, they mold to your feet. So you can walk for hours in these. So I really recommend those. I do think that as much as this probably is a bit loud and branded, I do think this is a really great entry-level piece into Gucci. If you want to buy something that is very of the moment and very on trend and very, very Gucci, I think this is a good entry-level piece. It is £315, which is a crazy amount for a hair clip, but at least you're not spending £2,500 on a bag, for example. So that's great. And then purely just because I love them so much, I think these sunglasses are such good value. I believe they're £250, and I have got 2 years wear of them so far, and I will be wearing them this summer, and I'm sure I'll be wearing them next summer. So Gucci sunglasses is another great entry-level piece. And in terms of quality, I think they're pretty good actually. No scratches, they haven't broken, I haven't had any issues with them, they haven't stretched too much. So really recommend those. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have from Gucci. I hope I managed to hopefully give you a few tips and tricks on what to buy and what not to buy. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments, leave them below. I will get back to you. And please subscribe if you haven't already for plenty more videos from me. And I'll catch you next time. Bye!